Hello and welcome everyone, I am Madals and welcome to Day 4, Game 3 of Dignitas Week. And well, for those of you who have watched Game 1 and 2 from today, you will know that of course I am looking at Dignitas' Tefel, who of course is the red Zerg player in the top right. He is up against NrSClavie. Clavie, of course, the blue Protoss player in the lower left. Now, Game 1 and 2 we've seen really good play by Tefel so far, and as you are looking in the chat below, Clavie there being like, that Infestor nerf, just -1 range, I knew it, that's what would happen. And so that of course means this is played on the new patch, which is good news. Of course, these are some of the latest replays Tefel has, well, latest games he's played that he sent over to me, so that is awesome. Now the map's Cloud Kingdom. As we can see, Clavie already going down for that pylon, fast expansion, almost certain. Tefel, he's, well, going for an extractor trick, that's all good. Really, we should see a pool at about 14-15, hatchery, followed up by a third at about 4 minutes 20, depending on his queen timing, etc. So, basically, this is the penultimate game from Tefel so far. Obviously, one more to come after this. There's the interview down below. Of course, let me know what you think in the Team Liquid thread, which will be linked down below as well. Send us tweets, of course, at MadalsSC2 is my Twitter, of course. At Team Dignitas is up there as well. All the links for all of the players' Twitters, Facebooks, etc. are in the Team Liquid thread, so make sure you go over there. Now, there we go. 14 pool coming down from Tefel so far. That is all looking good. Now, the interesting thing about Cloud Kingdom is purely this third base. The third base for the Zerg is a little bit awkward because there's a big entrance there, a huge entrance there, and when you chuck a hatchery down, there's a kind of quite tight area through here where force fields can be exceptionally powerful. It's also quite a long way away for reinforcements, so as a result of that, we do obviously see a position where, hey, big warp-ins, big attacks to the third base can potentially be disastrous. And I do apologise if I cough a little bit through this cast. I am recovering from a horrible cold, and well, I've got to get this out because I am doing, of course, this all week, and I didn't want to miss any of it for you guys or delay it by a day, but I am pretty much okay to do it, so I shouldn't cough too much. But if I do, big apologies. I hope you'll forgive me for dying slow. It's because England suddenly got ridiculously cold. It's got absolutely freezing last week. It went down to like where I am about -4, -5, which I know for some of you, if any of you are watching from various parts of the world, you're probably thinking, you British people, you don't know how lovely it is here. I've seen pictures on people's Twitter of snow up to like their waists. It's ridiculous. But in England, if it goes down, if it gets too cold, we complain. If it gets too warm, we complain. If it's too average, we complain. We just don't like the weather ever, pretty much. But back to this game, and back to, of course, the start. Tefel, he's getting up his natural base. He's sending down the double drone at the moment. Just going to start taking a poke look around. Should be seeing the third base roughly in about the next 30 seconds or so, to be honest. And that's just all standard timings. Meanwhile, obviously, the Overlord sees the Nexus down, sees the Forge, sees the Gateway. No Cybercore yet. There we go. Just starting the double gas up in the main base. So really, this is as standard could be. These Zerglings coming to have a scout round. Now, this scout is really just checking to make sure there's no pylons, there's no cannons or anything like that. We've got the drone on its way for the third base. This is actually getting quite late now. It's going to hit at about 5 minutes, which, of course, is a lot later than you standardly see. Well, on standard you see the third base come down in this matchup. So, be interesting to see how that affects the dynamic. It does, of course, mean that, well, a couple more workers out, but for the moment, Clavie is gonna be ahead in terms of the workers because, well, he's a 2 Nexus with Chrono Boost compared to, obviously, just 2 hatcheries, which have only really just started injecting for Tefel. Now, Tefel has got good overlord placement at the moment, and he's going to be able to get good information about what's going on. The key thing he's probably going to be noticing is this Forge is not upgrading anything yet. That is a really important scout out, because if you seal +1, you may be a bit wondering, hey, what kind of push is coming? But because you don't, something like this could be on the way, a Stargate. Now, this, super exciting to see. I can't wait to see how it's going to affect it, because really, the key place you can utilize airplay on this map is this kind of area, because you can harass the third and come up into the main very easily, which means the queens could struggle to deal with it. There's a little bit of dead space around here, but not that much, so it can be difficult getting in and out. There's also some dead space over here, obviously, to get into the natural base. It depends which way you want to go and how much damage you want to do. Now, we are seeing the 3 gas up at the moment for Tefel. His third base nearly finished, and down here, the +1 is now just starting. So, to be honest, this is all looking fine. We've got the robotics facility following it up as well. So, this is a really tech-heavy route from Clavie right now. He's getting up, obviously, all 4 gas as well. Really focusing on the later game, focusing on getting out as much tech as humanly possible. The lair on its way down there for Tefel. This is all really a standard game. Phoenix are going to be the air unit of choice here, going straight over, knowing that the Overlord is going to be up in that position. A free Overlord, that's always good, potentially going to supply block Tefel, also potentially going to, well, annoy him and be very, very frustrating. Hide some scouting information, that's always good. The only downside is, of course, it will reveal this Phoenix, but that's all fine because, well, we should see the evolution chamber starting soon anyway. There we go, the double evo. So sport coolers can come down if Tefel feels the need for it. But generally speaking, it's just going to be sacrificing these overlords that are out on the field. The queens should do an okay job until quite a few more Phoenix actually come out. We've got 3 additional gateways on the way, so that takes us up to 4. We've got the observer on its way out as well now. Meanwhile, this double Phoenix getting scouted quite nicely and going straight up here. And these Overlords, ooh, they are quite exposed in the centre there. And even though there's Queens on the way and Spore Callers coming down, the Overlords could be just pretty much free. And as you can see here, the Phoenix absolutely loving the fact that these Overlords are there. They're going to get a lot of free kills, and this can be very, very awkward for Tefel right now, because, well, this Phoenix harassment, it already gets 1 Overlord, he's got 1 back in his natural, and of course, just picking off a couple more, picking off a drone, it's not huge amounts of damage, but it's enough to be irritating. We've got more Phoenix on the way out, we've got, obviously, the robotics bay coming down, so it's 3 gates, all the way up to a robotics bay, the Hydra Den on its way. Now, this usually would be an absolutely great response to seeing airplay, if it wasn't for the fact that NrSClavie was going straight up to those Colossi. Those Colossi going to absolutely wreck Hydras, which of course are glass cannons. Good little lift there, picking off some Zerglings, denying the scalp, but of course Tefel already sees that there's no third base. That's the important thing he's spotting there. Meanwhile, up here we do of course have NrSClavie just starting to move out, sees the Immortal, sees the 2 sentries. Not going to be much of a ground force, obviously due to the fact there's a lot of Phoenix out. With the Spore Callers though and the Hydras coming, this Phoenix harassment going to get shut down pretty hard. I'm surprised he hasn't gone for this Overlord yet, or just really just gone and scouted around. May try and lift a Queen up. Instead, apparently just going to sit there. There we go, so the Queen is going to start taking some damage. The Hydras, where are they? There's a lot of Zerglings on their way out. The Hydras should be around somewhere, but that Queen doesn't quite go down yet, but there's the second lift. It will fall before the Hydras hit, but well, NrSClavie needs to get those Phoenix way out of there. The first Colossi is already out, the second is on its way. Group Spines being researched here. So NrSClavie thinks he's onto a winner. Zergling Hydra is usually very, very good against gateway units and air because, well, it deals huge damage. The problem is though, once you get Colossi out, it gets absolutely annihilated because it's got very, very low health points, and the splash damage deals huge amounts to it. So, looking here, the infestation pick coming out for Tefel as well. We've got, well, all of the gas up, the 4th base on its way out. Meanwhile, the 3rd base on the way out for NrSClavie, so that is really fairly normal. He's done a bit of harassment in terms of the worker killed. Only 1 killed, 5 units killed. Lost tab though, 455 to 37, so that is obviously very, very good. The Phoenix getting a scout out on what's here. The Hydras obviously have been revealed. The second Colossi is on the field as well. This complete wall off coming down here with the double gateway and the cannon. That really means that it funnels all of Tefel's units up here towards the 3rd base, which has got nice support for these Colossi. They can pull back up onto the high ground. Without vision, of course, they will be in a good position there. The Hive on its way down. Really quite nice early Hive timing. Be interesting to see what's going to come out from that. The Spire obviously suggests that it's going to be a really quick tech to Broodlord, so this is an exceptionally fast tech up to Broodlord. Well, the Zerglings, they are coming in, but the Hydra's suddenly seeing the Colossi. They are going to have to pull back ASAP, but good damage has been done. How many workers were killed there? 8, so that is nothing to be shy of, but not too much lost actually for the Zerg player there, which really, I'd say that was a nice little poke and prod. Good reactions from Tefel pulling back ASAP, making sure he doesn't lose too much to those Colossus. So everything really looking good there. The Observer gets a good scout out. Going to be able to see that, of course, there are some infestors on the way down. So that is really everything that he needs to know. The 4th base comfortably coming. We've got the 3 spine crawlers just starting building the spine crawler wall. The Hive nearly done. Of course, we should see the Greatest Spire start soon after that. Good number of Hydras here as well. Anyone would think this was harder the Swarm, but of course, still just on wings of liberty. Meanwhile, +2, chrono boosting out, Blink just about to finish, so really the tech path for NrSClavie all of this game has been really good. Tefel, he's getting out the Corruptors, a good number of Corruptors coming out, the 2-2, nearly done, of course the Greatest Spire just starting, so really gearing up to be nice, and with that high number of Corruptors out quite early, should NrSClavie decide to push forward, the Colossi will get taken out exceptionally quickly, allowing this Ling Hydra Force to deal great amounts of damage, because as long as that splash is dealt with very, very quickly and efficiently, we will of course see a situation where Tefel has a very strong ground army. So looking around, we don't have too much going on at the moment. Obviously the creep spread still going across the map, a very, very wide map, Cloud Kingdom. So spreading creep can be awkward on it. The 2-2 nearly finished up. We do have a War Prism on its way down here for NrSClavie as well, so that should be hitting imminently. Will be interesting to see whether we get some drops. Of course, Spore Crawler's down in lots and lots of positions, which will of course be denying those drops and the War Prism, but still, Zealot drops are something that you need to be concerned of. Now, looking here, Tefel clearly wanting to be a bit aggressive right now. Looking at the army supply, he's got about a 10 lead in terms of supply count. But here we go, the Corruptors coming in, picking off the Phoenix. Need to focus on the Colossi though, which unfortunately they're not at the moment. The Stalkers are able to get some good hits off. The Colossi though taking good amount of damage now, being forced to micro back. One falls. The second very low health Colossi not being targeted at the moment. One more shot off and that will die. There we go. Nope, not quite. Needs to get another volley. Does manage to survive. That is unfortunate for Tefel right there, but well, good losses on both sides. It was a fairly even trade, as we can see there, but of course everything will now get cleaned up. But it's bought Tefel time. He's got his greatest spire. Broodlords are on the way out now, and of course that's everything that he's going to be wanting. Now I'm just trying to work out, where is that War Prism? Where has it gone? Is it even on the field anymore? No. Did it get killed? Did that War Prism seriously go down that quickly? It appears it did. Now, a good attempt at a Zergling run by, and there is a gap in that wall, unfortunately, which is going to see these Zerglings just stream in. Unfortunately, a nice little warp in, not quite on the money. More warpings coming down ASAP. This cannon getting taken out. The third suddenly getting harassed, and this is mass warpings right now from NrSClavie, trying to deal with everything that's going on all over the map. And of course, these Zerglings aren't doing good damage. Unfortunately, the Zealots are 2-1 against 2-2 Zerglings, so the upgrade advantage just there for the Zerglings at the moment, but, well, not too much done. 17 workers killed. In terms of the loss tab, it was slightly more cost effective for NrSClavie there, but of course some workers killed, so that is something that you've always got to consider. NrSClavie has really just got the problem now of an awful lot of Broodlords coming down. These Broodlords moving across, the Spine Crawlers moving across. This Spine Crawler wall, absolutely fantastic. Slight gap over here that you need to think about plugging, but of course you know that this area has been walled off, so units aren't going to be coming out there, which means the likely attack path is going to be up through this direction. So good thinking there by Tefel. He's also got the good creep spread. He's moving forward with all these forces. The Broodlord count looking quite nice, up at 10. No Corruptors on the field though, so I'd like to see some of those replaced. But, well, obviously Pathogen Glands, that's starting super late. Can't believe that's only just starting. There are already infestors out. That's crazy. War Prism on its way down as well now. Meanwhile, looking here, the Colossi count looking quite nice up at 4. We've got the 1 High Templar, the 2 Archons, no Storm. So really, only got those High Templar out ready to feed back on the infestors and give them a little pop. But well, these Spine Crawlers apparently not going to be too good, but the creep spread is going to allow Tefel to see exactly where this is moving, and it's also going to allow him to catch NrSClavie out of position. This is going to be an absolutely brilliant engagement. The fungal growth goes off. Tefel moving back. He wants to get those Broodlords in a good position. He doesn't want the Stalkers to be able to blink underneath like that, because there we see Broodlords getting taken down ever so quickly. The Broodlords, of course, absolutely essential to this engagement. The infestors need to get good fungal growths off, but for the moment, Tefel in complete retreat, because if Tefel tries to engage too soon here, he's going to be losing Broodlords. That is a good number going down already, but here's the push forward. The Spine Crawler getting in on the action. A couple of infested Terrans coming down. They do manage to hatch, but well, the Spine Crawler is doing good damage, delaying this push. As you can see, the Stalkers trying to engage directly. Tefel is getting an awful lot of Corruptors out. The Broodlord count down to 4 from the 10 though, sending a lot of infestors to their death, unfortunately. Needs to be really careful about that, but Tefel looking like he's going to clean this up, and of course with the resupply he is going to be in an okay position. The Stalker count a lot lower than what it was. The Colossi is still going to be the threat, but once these Corruptors hit, they are going to get taken down exceptionally quickly. Well, as you can see, from the worker count, 76 to 66, 10 worker advantage for the Zerg player at the moment. The Corruptors coming in, going to try and get some volleys off on these Colossi. One is going to go down. Once that falls, of course, these Hydras going to absolutely decimate through these Stalkers. And of course, the Broodlords are getting taken out from a nice blink, but a good amount of Stalkers get very low on health. And of course, good numbers of Corruptors out, ready to resupply. Tefel hasn't got that much gas, needs to really start thinking about taking a 5th base ASAP. We are getting close to the 20-minute mark, but of course no 4th yet from NrSClavie, and that lack of a 4th means that Tefel is still a base up, but of course he can't afford to lose these Broodlords, which are very exposed to the front there. Oh my, that could have been such a nice little engagement there, but well, they managed to morph in, and well, this force is starting to look pretty scary for Tefel. He has got a, well, double the army on the field. That is huge, and he is moving forward NrSClavie is going to be worried right now. He's going to be thinking, hey, what do I do? He's got this War Prism coming up the side, going to try and drop, which is the best thing to do in this situation. If you've got a Death Ball army at your front door, or at your third door, go and drop, try and force it back. Now, of course, the Corrupt is coming in, seeing that, hey, where are all those Colossi? They are not on the field. Of course, they were all killed. That means more Brute Lords can move forward. The Zergling's completely safe. The Hydra's completely safe as well. Here comes the drop, though. Zealots doing good damage, but the big engagement is down at the third. And, of course, a lovely blink again by Clavie, allowing these Stalkers to get some good engagement. But the Zealots, the Zerglings rather, get a complete surround. The Zealots up have the fourth base rather of Tefel have been cleaned up. The Stalkers cleaned up, and there is the GG. And, well, Tefel showing really what a good job he can do there. Lost quite a lot of Broodlords through that game. Clavie with some great blinks, but well, that was the penultimate game. I will join you at game 4 any minute. Of course, the final game of day 4. So if you like this video, please subscribe, like it, leave a cool comment, and of course, let us know what you think in the TL thread. Have a look at the interview from Tefel as well, and I will catch you very shortly. Bye for now, guys.